Hi everyone, this is Nishant, and in the last three videos of our we have seen HTML5 जिसको हमने तीन parts में देखा था. Today we'll be covering ahead from there. Last class में we had learned about tables. Tables are very important, and today let's continue with some other elements like listings, like your division. Division is again a supplement of table. How we are going to use it, we'll learn today. So let's get started. So starting with list. HTML list. Like you have seen in the MS Word or some other text processing documents, हमें जब भी कोई document को list में दिखाना होता है तो we use list there. So see, HTML also offers this kind of list that is called HTML list. HTML list allows web developers to group a set of related items in list, like colors, red, green, blue, purple, this kind of. And let's see, there are multiple kind of list. One which is having dots, it is called unordered list. And this is called an ordered list where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe in the Roman 1, 2, 3, and IV and then V. This is how it goes. So now, how we can do this? In Word, you can simply select these items and choose the bullets, and your bullet is applied. But here, you have to write a code. Writing a code is very simple in HTML5. Let's give it a try. See, that same body tag, and under this body tag, you can see UL, that is unordered list, and then a LI, that is list item. So in a list item, you can define the items, and then list item will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So here LI coffee, LI tea, LI milk, LI. I'll zoom it a little, so maybe it will be easier for you to see. Let's see here. This is unordered list, that is with starts with OL. Or sorry, OL stands for ordered list and UL stands for unordered list. So here OL is LI coffee, LI, again that same angular bracket start, LI angular bracket close, then your value coffee angular bracket start / to close that LI, and that is again done. So this is how you set the LI start, then your content, then your / and LI closed, and then at the end of it you will slash and then OL, that will be ordered list. So this order will start here and the order list will end here. So this becomes three items. So these are the unordered list, that is UL, and if you scroll down we have this ordered list. So quite easy. Simply you select the text and put a bullet point there in the word. Here in HTML, you just write the code. See, unordered HTML list. That is what we discussed. Starts with UL tag, angular bracket UL, and then angular bracket closed. So here's an example we just discussed in the last session. UL, LI, coffee, LI, then again angular bracket start, LI, angular bracket close, T, and then again we'll closing the LI. So this is how it goes. You can have multiple items. You can have nested items also. If you want to have nested items, then within this LI you can again start an OL, then LI. So that will be nested list. Let's see if I want to do this. Here under this I want nested list, so I'll write UL and then again LI open, say 1 and then LI close, and then let's have one item only just for the understanding. So now here you can see under this LI I have this UL, and this again we have LI open, 1 LI close, then a UL close, and then a LI close. So it is a nested one. So let's run it. See, so under this milk we have a nested item. Fine, that's how you do it in Word also. And then we just discussed ordered list. Simply you want to have numbers, use the order HTML list. So here this will be automatically given numbers in sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then this I have a description list that is called a DL tag and the DD tag that describes each tag. So DL, then DL close, similarly like that. Then DT is the description. This is the description tag, and this is the bifurcation. Instead of LI, we are using DT. See, this is coffee. Then this is just a nested one, which we were discussing earlier. You can have in that way also. You can have it in this way also, where we can have a nested content in the list. Just see here, DL data list, then DT coffee, DT, then DD. It's the description of this DT, fine. And this is how again this white cold drink is the description of this milk, fine. And then we close the DL tag data list. So quite a simple one. We'll start with something new. Very important one, HTML block. Let's start with div. HTML block and inline elements. Okay. See how a page is designed. You can have table where we have multiple rows and then column within those rows. You can also have blocks. So we can have one block like we have seen a block game where one block is there, then another block will come just near to that block, and then third block will come here. And when the row will complete, we'll have a next block on the next row. So this is how blocks can be arranged in the similar fashion how a table is arranged. And for that blocks we use this div tag. Okay, this is element is a block level element. Div is a block level element, and this is going to be used in each and every page designs, because tables are not that much common nowadays. Div is the most common one because it has a block level design. So like we used to have P, that was a paragraph, you can have a div, that is a division, fine. And then we can have a content and div close, simple, just like P. Now with div we have multiple properties that we will use, and there are other block level elements available in HTML5, somewhat like address, article, aside, block quote, canvas. Canvas will learn. Canvas, with canvas you can design, you can draw something. DD, div, DL, DT, field set, fig caption, figure, footer, form, H1 to H6. These all are block level elements. Right? You can create a block with these kind of elements like header, HR, li, main, nav. That is nav is nav for navigation. No script, OL order list, paragraph, pre, section, table. So all of these are blocks, and a page is designed using the blocks. Okay, each and every page in HTML is designed using blocks, and we have inline blocks also, that is called a span. Span is inside a paragraph, inside the division. It does not have a structure, but it will be used to design something, like we have a paragraph going on and we want to put something bold in between that. How will you do that? You can simply put a span. So it will not have any structure, but it can impact the CSS on the content. An inline element does not start on a new line. Unlike the block element, they will start with a new line. An inline element only takes up to as much as width as necessary. So there is no width and height defined with this span. It will automatically design, or it will automatically occupy the space based on the content given between that elements. And this is a span element inside a paragraph. So that is in paragraph, starts with this and ends with paragraph. And using this span, we can select some content, and then we can put some style onto that. For example, span, hello world, and span close. Simple, just like the other elements. Here are some inline elements जो हम पैराग्राफ के बीच में जिनको इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं, जहां हमारी जरूरत है हम वहां यूज कर सकते हैं. जैसे इमेजेस हो गई, AHRF हो गया. सो लेट्स से A, ABBR, acrom, B, video, big, BR is for one line break, button, site, code, FTN, EM, I for italic, IMG for calling an image, input is for taking an input data, KBD, label, nowadays label we are using to just describe the text of the input box, map, object, output, small, select, scripts, spam, queue, span, strong, sub, text area, time, DD, var. So these all are will be used, and whenever they are required, I'll keep you telling about these details, how we can use them, how we need to, and how and where we need to implement them. Okay. So let's give it a try within division, because we are going to use division in our designing part. So most of the content, I mean all the content can go in division. So there can be multiple division, and a division width and height can be adjusted. See, angular bracket start, div, then style, and then we can assign and CSS in this content. So we have given background dash color, it is background color black, so the background will be black. Then we have color white. For font color we use color, COLOR, and then colon, and then the value. So color colon white, then a semicolon completes that property. You can add one more property, and then padding 20 pixel. So we have seen in the last class how we use padding in margin. So if we are only given 20 pixel, the 20 pixel padding will be applied from top, bottom, right, and left. Okay. And then within this division, we have this H2 tag that shows London, and then a paragraph that closes here, and then a division close. So it has created a block. A block will have a background color black with the text color white and a padding of 20 pixel. And we have not defined any width and height, so it will be automatically adjusted based on the content given within that division. Okay, and then a H2 tag, it will have a heading and then a paragraph. Let's see it in action. See, it has created a block, starts from here, an entire block. Then we have this paragraph text, and we have this H2 tag. You might be thinking why it is that big. We have just zoomed the screen to give you a better view. Okay, and then let's use a span within that paragraph. See, this is the paragraph P and P, and I want to put some style in between that text. So how I will do? My mother has, and then I want blue eyes. So I want to highlight that blue. So what I'll do? I'll put a span, then put a style saying color blue, font weight bold. Font weight bold gives you a bold impact. Okay, and you can also set font weight by 500, 600, 800. These are the values. You can also define the values to give the boldness. Okay, so what will happen? This only blue word will have blue color and a bold layout. Eyes, and my father has span. Again, what sort of eyes my father has? He has a dark one. So color would be dark like green. Font would be again bold. Fine. Let's see it in action. See, so that this becomes blue. So this is how designing comes in. But that was what I was telling. Using this span, you can put design or some styling within the text. Okay. So my mother has was normal, like a paragraph. Then I wanted to just highlight that blue word. So I used span because that does not have any structure. Okay. Eyes, and my father has dark. So dark again came within the span, and we have defined this style in it, and then the para ends. Fine. So we have made this dark green this color, and then blue in the blue color. Okay, just a way of representation, just a way of defining something, or maybe you have a long paragraph, but you learn to highlight one line out of that, some quote in that. You can use quote word, you can use this span word, you can have double quotes. This is how designing works. It's all about your creativity, what's going here. So just think of it. No AI or no computer can do that, but you can do, because you know what's going in your mind. Just read the requirement of the client. Just go through the other websites of the same field. See how they are doing it, and you have to come out of some brilliant ideas, brilliant color combination, and whatever design you make, it should be unique. That is how we are successful, because whenever we design a website, we make sure the design is unique, something new, something fresh is coming. When someone sees the website which is designed by me or my team, that looks pretty fantastic. Thank you. HTML classes. Okay. Now, since we have learned some of the things, now instead of writing this color, bold, italic, and maybe I need to use this at multiple times, what would I do? Should I write it again and again, again and again? No. We can define classes, that would be CSS or HTML classes, and then just call that class and you're done. So you design or you define thing one time and then reuse them. That is why the classes comes in. The HTML class attribute is used to specify a class for an HTML element. Multiple HTML element can share same class. That is what I was saying. That is the purpose of making class. That you have a class, you define something into that class, and then you can use multiple times. See, if I want to have a block that will have 10 pixels padding, text will be in black, white color, background is a black color, maybe some curved, and I want to use that multiple times at multiple pages. I'll simply create one class, maybe a round blue design, whatever class name I want to give, and then I just need to define or specify that class name, and that's it, I'm done. So how to use that class element? See, style is for defining the CSS. Maybe you can also create a separate file and just put all the content written within this style and style. If you are not making separate pages, you can, if you have very small CSS to be done on the page, you can have it on the page, but preferably you can have a separate file that will be stored as style.css, and then you can call it on that page. We have learned in the third video. You can go to that third video and learn how to include that CSS file in your head part. Once you are done, you can call that class, else you can have that in the head part. See, here is, you can see the structure. This doc type is HTML head. Then under this head we have, under this HTML we have a head, and under this head we have defined this style. Angular bracket start, style, angular bracket close, and each class will be defined with a dot. Okay, class name will be defined with a dot. So dot city we are making a class named city, then a bracket start that will have all the properties within that, then background color tomato, color white, border 2 pixel black, solid black, margin 20 pixel, padding 20 pixel. So we have defined a class. Now we know what I want to do with this city. So wherever I will use class equal to city, this all properties will automatically implement into that, and you can use multiple times. Okay, so see, we have created a division. Then in this division we have class equal to double quote city. So the city is the class, and now whatever properties are written in that city class will be automatically incorporated in this division. In this division we have this h2 London and then a paragraph. Okay, now again I want to use that class. Again I have created a division, class city, and then again I have this Paris. So maybe I can have Tokyo. So three cities I wanted to define the design to all three of these objects, and we have created one class and called in all three places. Let's see how it works. See, we have given this tomato color, black border, that white text, and see, same layout for the London, same layout for Paris, and same layout for Tokyo. So done once, used multiple times, and not only here, a website consists of multiple pages, and we can use this design all over the places. Okay, let's see. So we were discussing about the classes. Now the next topic is HTML ID. What ID does? You don't want to repeat things. You want to define something unique to an element, like a division or a text box or an input box, where you want to give an identity. So what we will do, we will use ID attribute. Okay. The HTML ID attribute is used to specify a unique ID for an HTML element. That is what I said. If you want to describe something unique to it, so just put an ID to that. ID equal to, and then double quote, and put whatever you want to that. And then that ID can be used in JavaScript, in CSS, because that JavaScript or that CSS knows that we are talking about this element. Okay, there can be multiple or hundreds of elements in a web page, but if you want to define something unique, that this is the unique box, there you have to define the ID. Okay, now how to use the ID attribute? Simply, I'll show you with the example. That ID, when see, if you want to define a class, you will use dot. If you want to define an ID, you will use hash. Just to describe that, describe this. Suppose I have given this my header. I have given this my header to an element here. This h1 and id equal to my header. So this element, this h1 element now has an identification that is known as my header, and whatever style I will apply to this my header will be automatically implemented to this h1 tag. The difference between the I mean this ID or classes, that class can be used multiple times, whereas the ID we are going to use it once. Okay. So here I want to define a class. So I put the class name, I mean this class name, and then put a hash. So what we'll do, it will have a hash. This is a unique class now. This can only be implemented to this ID. Okay, that cannot be repeated. Or maybe if you want to use this ID in multiple pages, you can, but again on a single page it will be unique. Okay. That is what they had told, difference between class and ID. A class name can be used multiple HTML elements, by the multiple HTML elements, where while an ID name must only be used by one element within a page. That is what I said. You can have multiple pages. You can use that ID on those pages, but on a single page, you can have only it once. Okay. Just style the element with an ID my header. So hash my header, then defining some background color, some text color, some padding, some text alignment. You can also define text alignment like center, right, okay, left. And we can also have a class here. Within this style brackets, we can have those IDs, we can have these classes. So that city again have that background tomato, color white, padding 10, and here what I am using within this h1, we are giving this ID. So the my header, whatever this my header has, will be implemented to this h1, and here on h2 we have given a class. That class city can be used with this object, this with this London, with this Paris, with this Tokyo. So we can have three blocks, okay, three h2s where class will be implemented city, and one h1 where my header will be used. Okay. So we were discussing about this city and the classes, and now let's see it in action. तब आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे this my header, that is the ID defined to this class, और ये हमने एक क्लास बनाई थी city, इसको हमने ऐसे यूज किया था, and then we have used it this h2. See, with this h1 we have this my header that was a unique ID, and with these h2s there were three elements, three h2s are there stating London, Paris and Tokyo, and here we have used city class. So as told you, so class can be used multiple times, whereas this ID was used only once, and this is normally used with JavaScript and CSS, mostly with the JavaScript, because In JavaScript, you must have a unique ID to refer something. If I want to change the content of this dynamically, and how this is done with JavaScript, will learn in the next classes. So let's see the thing in action. Right? So here you can see that was the first block, my cities, that where we have defined the class using the ID, and here we have three blocks that is known as London, one Paris, and one Tokyo. Fine. So this is how the ID works, and classes we have already gone through. Okay. The next topic is iframes. What is iframes? Iframe, as its name suggests, it is a frame within a web page. क्या होता है, कई बार हमें ना अपनी वेबसाइट पे कोई और इंफॉर्मेशन किसी और वेबसाइट से या किसी और वेब पेज को हमें इसमें लेकर के आना होता है, एम्बेड करना होता है, तो उसके लिए हम लोग आई फ्रेम यूज करते हैं. दैट इज फॉर एक्सटर्नल पेजेस. नॉर्मली एक्सटर्नल पेजेस के लिए होता है कि इंटरनल पेज पर वैसे भी इंक्लूड कर दोगे. तो इट क्रिएट्स अ फ्रेम. उस फ्रेम के अंदर वो पेज खुलेगा और सारी एक्टिविटीज उस फ्रेम के अंदर ही होंगी. इससे क्या होता है, कई बार मैंने देखा है कई वेबसाइट्स क्या करती हैं, अपना ब्लॉग बना लेंगी और उस पे दे विल शो अ रिजल्ट ऑफ राजस्थान बोर्ड. दे डोंट हैव रिजल्ट ऑफ राजस्थान बोर्ड, बट दे विल सिंपली कॉल द RBSC वेबसाइट in within that frame, and that result will be visible on that. So यूजर को ऐसा लगेगा कि इसी वेबसाइट पे रिजल्ट आ रहा है, बट दैट इज नॉट कमिंग. एंड नाउ आजकल तक क्रॉस साइट स्क्रिप्टिंग भी बंद हो गई है, तो दैट iframe doesn't work, बट वी स्टिल नीड टू लर्न हाउ इट वर्क्स. तो अगर जो भी सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है, जो होस्ट है, अगर iframe अलाउ करता है, तो यू कैन यूज इट इन योर वेब पेज. जैसे YouTube के वीडियोस होते हैं, YouTube अलाउज इट, तो यू कैन सिंपली एम्बेड द YouTube कोड इन योर पेज और आपका YouTube का वीडियो आ जाएगा. बट दैट वीडियो इज नॉट ऑन योर वेबसाइट, दैट इज ऑन द YouTube सर्वर, बट यू आर जस्ट सिंपली कॉलिंग इट. ओके. सो एन HTML iframe इज यूज्ड टू डिस्प्ले अ वेब पेज विद इन अ वेब पेज. एक पेज के अंदर दूसरा वेब पेज आपको डिस्प्ले करवाना है, जस्ट क्रिएट द iframe. ओके. जैसे यहाँ मैंने एक एग्जांपल दिया है, ये एक वेब पेज है. इस वेब पेज के अंदर मैंने वापस अपनी ही वेबसाइट w3schools.com को फिर से ओपन कर लिया यूजिंग दैट iframe. देखिए पूरी साइट वापस आ गई. ओके. ये iframe हमारा यहाँ स्टार्ट हुआ था, ये iframe हमारा यहाँ क्लोज हो गया, देन हमारा पेज वापस कंटिन्यूशन में चल रहा है. तो दैट इज एन इनलाइन iframe. ठीक है. तो क्या करता है, iframe एंगुलर ब्रैकेट स्टार्ट iframe src, जैसे इमेज src होता है वैसे iframe src. URL दे देंगे, जो भी कॉल करना है, सपोज राजस्थान बोर्ड की वेबसाइट करनी है तो rbsc.nic.in जो भी उनकी वेबसाइट है, तो वो URL यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, उसका टाइटल आ जाएगा. उस टाइटल में आप डिफाइन कर दें कि ये क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है ताकि सर्च इंजन को दिख जाए, एंड देन यू क्लोज एन iframe. ओके. हियर यू कैन आल्सो डिफाइन इट्स विड्थ, इट्स हाइट, या ओवरफ्लो को ऑटो करना है, कितनी हाइट देनी है, कितनी विड्थ देनी है. एंड इट विल आल्सो हैव स्क्रॉल बार्स. तो देखो आपके पेज के अंदर एक और पेज आ गया, उसमें स्क्रॉल बार्स भी है, तो कंटेंट भी ज्यादा आ सकता है. ओके. इट इज अ गुड प्रैक्टिस ऑलवेज टू इंक्लूड टाइटल एट्रीब्यूट इन द iframe. दिस इज यूज्ड बाय स्क्रीन रीडर्स टू रीड आउट व्हाट द कंटेंट ऑफ द iframe इज. स्क्रीन रीडर्स क्या होते हैं? स्क्रीन रीडर्स एक तरह के एप्लीकेशंस हैं, एक तरह के टूल्स हैं जो स्क्रीन को रीड करके उसका कंटेंट बताते हैं. जो डम एंड डेफ या जो ब्लाइंड होते हैं, उनके लिए स्क्रीन रीडर्स इज अ मिरेकल काइंड ऑफ थिंग. उनको अब वो दे कैन नॉट सी व्हाट द कंटेंट इज रिटन, बट दे कैन यूज स्क्रीन रीडर. ये सारा कंटेंट वो पढ़ के उनको सुना देगा, तो दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स एक्चुअली गोइंग ऑन द वेब पेज. ओके. जो भी नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड वेबसाइट्स हैं, गवर्नमेंट की वेबसाइट्स हैं, उन सभी पे स्क्रीन रीडर की फैसिलिटी होती है. इट इज अ मैंडेट टू हैव दिस फॉर द ब्लाइंड पीपल और मे बी द डेफ पीपल, जो जिनको भी कुछ फिजिकल इश्यूज है, उनके लिए ये मोस्ट प्रोबेबली फॉर ब्लाइंड पीपल. देखिए, सेट हाइट एंड विड्थ, जैसे मैंने कहा था कि iframe में आप हाइट और विड्थ आप सेट कर सकते हैं, तो हाइट और विड्थ आप डिफाइन कर लीजिए. मैंने एक एग्जांपल लिया है iframe src demo_iframe.html. ये कोई पेज उन्होंने बना रखा है, उस पेज को यहाँ कॉल कर दिया, उसकी हाइट दे दी, उसकी विड्थ दे दी, उसकी टाइटल दे दिया और iframe को क्लोज कर दिया. तो नाउ यू हैव दैट आई फ्रेम इन योर पेज, आप इसमें यहाँ पे सपोज google.com लिख देते तो गूगल विल कम। दैट्स इट। तो ये एक पेज है हमारा, ठीक है, इसमें ये आई फ्रेम है। तो इस आई फ्रेम इस ब्लू कलर के जो बॉक्स बना हुआ है दैट इज, इसकी बॉर्डर से आपको आगे लग जाएगा कि आई फ्रेम दैट इज एन एक्सटर्नल एंटिटी। तो इस बॉर्डर के अंदर ये पेज है। सपोज मैं इस आई फ्रेम में यहाँ थोड़ा सा चेंज करता हूँ, एंड जस्ट चेंज इट टू लेट्स से https://google.com। ओके, सो अब मैं google.com को इस आई फ्रेम में कॉल करूँ तो देखिए, बट गूगल ने रिफ्यूज कर दिया, google.com रिफ्यूज टू कनेक्ट। दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग कि आजकल आई फ्रेम यूज नहीं होने का कारण ये भी है कि नॉर्मली ये लोग इसको अलाउ नहीं करते हैं, वरना मेरे रिसोर्सेस और पैसे कोई और कमा रहा होता है। तो लेट्स ट्राई सम अदर वेबसाइट लाइक यूट्यूब। मे बी यूट्यूब अलाउ करता हूँ, आई एम नॉट श्योर। लाना यूट्यूब भी अलाउ नहीं करता। तो आप वेबसाइट देखते हैं, क्या हम अलाउ करते हैं? देखिए हम कितने उदार दिल है ना, हम अलाउ करते हैं। तो विद इन दिस आई फ्रेम यू कैन सी द वेबसाइट ऑफ एविड वेब सॉल्यूशंस। ओके, पूरी की पूरी वेबसाइट आपको यहीं पे दिख गई। ये थोड़ा सा क्योंकि जूम मोड में है इसलिए आपको इतना आइडिया नहीं लग रहा होगा। अभी इसकी हम थोड़ी सी विड्थ और हाइट भी बढ़ा सकते हैं। सपोज मुझे हाइट चाहिए लेट्स से 500 पिक्सल और विड्थ चाहिए है मुझे लेट्स से 800 पिक्सल। ओके, मैं इसको रन करता हूँ तो आप देखिए ये पूरी की पूरी वेबसाइट आपकी उठ के आ गई। तो जो सर्वर्स अलाउ करते होंगे यू कैन यूज देम इन द आई फ्रेम, और बहुत सारी वेबसाइट जैसा कि मैंने कहा आजकल अलाउ नहीं करते, दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रॉस साइट स्क्रिप्टिंग। तो ये इसको भी लोगों ने, हैकर्स ने इसको भी यूज किया अपने अपने मतलब के लिए, वेबसाइट्स को हैक करने के लिए, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल वेबसाइट की कॉपी बना के फिशिंग करने के लिए। तो अब उसको थोड़ा सा अवॉइड करने का तरीका है कि सर्वर्स पे इन चीज़ों को ब्लॉक कर दिया है। हमारा दिल थोड़ा सा उदार है, अभी हम ये कर रहे हैं, बट मे बी जब थोड़ा सा टाइम मिलेगा विल ब्लॉक दैट एक्सेस ऑल्सो। कैसे ब्लॉक करते हैं वो भी सीखेंगे। सो थोड़ा सा जूम कर लेते हैं ताकि कंफर्टेबल रहे आपको। तो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट आई फ्रेम्स। So the next topic is JavaScript. Now JavaScript आज के क्लास में स्टार्ट नहीं करेंगे, इट्स एन वास्ट टॉपिक, थोड़े से एग्जांपल्स भी देखेंगे। So stay tuned, I'll see you in the next class where we will cover JavaScript। HTML आपकी मोटा मोटा हो गई है, डिविजन्स आपके हो गए हैं, आपकी टेबल हो गई है, आपने इमेज इंसर्ट कर ली है, आपने पेज का लेआउट तैयार कर लिया है। Before going into JavaScript, in the next class I'll do one thing, I'll make a page for you। okay, उस पेज को कैसे हमने डिजाइन किया, कैसे हमने बनाया, थोड़ा सा देखेंगे, थोड़ा सा आइडिया लगेगा आपको। एंड देन जावास्क्रिप्ट तो है, तो विल स्टार्ट विद जावास्क्रिप्ट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। आप लोगों के लिए असाइनमेंट है, ट्राई टू मेक सम पेजेस, ट्राई टू मेक सम टेबल्स, ट्राई टू यूज देयर डिविजन्स। अभी बूटस्ट्रैप भी आने वाला है, तो बूटस्ट्रैप के साथ इन टेबल्स को, डिविजन्स को कैसे करेंगे वो भी मैं आपको बताऊंगा। तो स्टे ट्यून्ड, इसको लाइक कीजिए, इसको सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए, अपने कॉलेज फ्रेंड्स के साथ, आपके स्कूल फ्रेंड्स के साथ, आपके सब शेयर कर सकते हैं। आई विल बी वेरी थैंकफुल। जितने ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन हम लोग फैला सके हम फैलाएंगे। दैट इज द मोटिव ऑफ एविड एजुकेशन अकेडमी, फ्री एजुकेशन टू एवरीवन। कोई अर्निंग का मोटिव नहीं है, एक मोटिव है कि आप कुछ सीखें, उससे कुछ अर्न करें, क्योंकि पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया। चलिए, हैव अ गुड टाइम, हैव अ गुड वीकेंड एंड सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। थैंक यू, बाय बाय।